Hey guys, taking a break between my over cider, so this is going to the side for a bit. Cider, side. See what I did there? I've had quite a bit to drink. Anyway, I just wanted to mention, I end every video with the phrase, reading is good, or some version of that, where I say that you should reading comics, reading books, reading anything. I want to explain why I always say that. The reason being goes back to my childhood. I have always been an avid reader. I prefer books to TV, I prefer books to video games, I prefer books to anything and everything. I think books are the greatest art form. I mean, there's the whole phrase that a picture is worth 1,000 words. I mean, it's a classic. Everyone knows it. And the whole idea behind that is that you look at a picture and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of meanings. There's a story behind every piece of art. But to me, writing novels, comics, anything that is written and then read is the ultimate art form. It's the truest form of expression and freedom of all people. You can't... Once something is written, you can't change it. You can make new versions that say something different, but the original copy is that. It's unchanged. That's what the writer wanted to say. And this goes back quite a long way for me. It goes back to my parents introducing me to books at a very early age. Me always spending my time in the library rather than on the football pitch with the other boys. That kind of got me a bit of being bullied. Anyone that preferred reading a book to sports will understand. But like I said, to me, writing and reading are the truest art forms because it is a direct link between the author and the reader. There is no misinterpretation. There is no way of not understanding what's going on. I mean, yeah, you've got whole symbolism and stuff like that, but symbols are not as complex as English teachers will make out. I mean, I realised this at the age of 13. I'm 21 now, so this is 8-9 years ago. I was in English class and we had a substitute teacher. A couple of weeks before, we'd had an assignment to write a poem. Any poem, we could write whatever we wanted. And my poem actually said the words, "The Blue Curtain." I can't remember the poem, I don't have it anymore. I wish I did, so I could actually read it to you. But the words "Blue Curtain" were in there. And the substitute teacher stood up, read my poem, and said, "Do you know what this writer meant by the blue curtain?" And I put my hand up and said, "Yeah, he meant that the curtain was blue." And she said, "No, this writer, you don't know if it's a man or a woman, Callum, was clearly talking about the depression they were feeling at blah 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 blah." So I put my hand up again, and she said, "Yes, do you have something you'd like to say?" I said, "Yeah, miss. I'd say I know it's a man or a woman, because it was me, and it was literally a blue curtain." Symbolism is obvious. Symbolism is not cryptic. No matter what any English teacher tells you, a writer is always clear with their symbols. You know what a symbol means by the end of whatever it is that you're reading. But no, this video was all about why writing is important to me and books are important to me. Books are important to me because my parents got me into books at a very young age, like I said. They got me into... My dad started me out with Garfield, The Garfield comics at a very early age. I think I was about 4 or 5 when I started reading those. Probably younger than that. My brother got me these horror pop-up books, so I've always had a real interest in the darker side of literature and life. I mean, that's one of the reasons why everything I own is black, and it's why everything I do, there's a darker sense to everything. I mean, if you read my books, Aerial Escape, and you can even see my influences in the Cypher World, the Crypto World series that I co-wrote with Crypto World 2050. You can see my influences there with the darker side, with the symbolic nature. It's always explained by the end of the book, any symbols, or the end of a series. It's no matter what, it's explained. But as well as that, my mum got me into Terry Pratchett when I was about 6. I really started to read him when I was about 11, 12. But he'd always been a part of my life. And Terry Pratchett I consider to be the greatest writer who has ever lived. Obviously that's my opinion. Others out there might say that William Shakespeare, J.K. Rowling, J.R.R. Tolkien, all of them are great writers. I love all writing. I love all books. I love everything. I love everything that has ever been written down, even if it hasn't been published. I love fan fiction. I love anything that is the written word. That's what I love. That's a fact. But Terry Pratchett and the Discworld series especially, I consider to be the greatest writer and the greatest work of literary fiction to have ever been put to paper. And this has taken a slightly depressing turn because hearing about his Alzheimer's and hearing about the struggle him and his family going through actually brought up all the feelings I felt when I found out my granddad had died. And that was a big part in my history. So I'm sorry for some depression on some sadness. But I just thought I'd put to video what I feel. And words and writing and literature are our greatest treasure. In years to come, when money has no more value, where gold is worthless, where diamonds are seen as rocks, it's what we put to paper. It's what we write down. That's what will be remembered. Both our fiction and our fact. Whether in 1,000 years, the sentient race at that time, be that humans or be that some reptilian creature or insectoid, if what they see is a science book or something written by Sir Terence Pratchett, that's what our society will be remembered for. Nothing else. Buildings will weather. Art will corrupt. Statues will break. People will fall. But it is our writing and our literature and our knowledge that will remain forever. Sorry for the really serious video. I didn't mean for it to be meant to be jovial like all the others. But that's who I am. I can go from being happy to sad to excited in literally a matter of seconds. Like everything I do, I am eclectic. And like what I was taught by both my parents and Sir Terence Pratchett, life should be eclectic. It should be a wash of experiences. And the greatest experience I've ever had in my life is escaping into my own fantasy with the Aerial Escape series, or someone else's I'd love to hear what you guys say is your favourite work of writing. Or your favourite author. So, yeah. See you guys.